Have you ever wondered why the United States doesn't elect its president by popular vote? Instead, we use a system called the Electoral College. But why? And how does it really work? Let's dive into the untold history of the Electoral College and explore why America's presidential elections are unlike any other. It all started in 1787 at the Constitutional Convention. The Founding Fathers were tasked with creating a new system of government, but they faced a big question: how do we choose the president? They had a few options. One idea was to have Congress elect the president, but that would make the president dependent on Congress, potentially giving it too much power. Another idea was to elect the president through a direct popular vote, but the Founding Fathers worried that voters might only choose candidates from their own states, or that the general public might not have enough information to make an informed decision. So they came up with a compromise: the Electoral College. It was a way to balance power between the states, protect smaller states from being overshadowed by larger ones, and make sure a well-qualified candidate was chosen. Here's how it works. Each state gets a certain number of electoral votes based on its population. The number of votes equals the number of senators, always 2, plus the number of representatives the state has in Congress. That's why larger states like California have 55 electoral votes, while smaller states like Wyoming only have 3. When you vote in a presidential election, you're not actually voting directly for the president. Instead, you're voting for a slate of electors chosen by your state's political parties. These electors then cast their votes for president based on the popular vote in their state. A candidate needs at least 270 electoral votes to win. Most states use a winner-takes-all system, meaning whichever candidate wins the popular vote in that state gets all of its electoral votes. Only Nebraska and Maine use a proportional system. Part 3. Controversial elections and the Electoral College. But here's where it gets tricky. Sometimes a candidate can win the presidency even if they lose the national popular vote. This has happened 5 times in U.S. history, most recently in 2016. In the 2016 election, Hillary Clinton won nearly 3 million more votes than Donald Trump in the popular vote. But Trump won more electoral votes, so he became president. The same thing happened in 2000 when George W. Bush lost the popular vote to Al Gore, but won the Electoral College. These results have sparked debates about whether the Electoral College is fair, with some arguing that it gives too much power to swing states and others defending it as a way to ensure that all parts of the country are represented. Part 4. Why does the Electoral College still exist? So why does the Electoral College still exist, even though it's been controversial? Well, changing the system would require a constitutional amendment, a difficult process that requires approval from 2/3 of Congress and 3/4 of the states. Over the years, there have been numerous attempts to abolish the Electoral College and move to a national popular vote, but so far, none have succeeded. Many smaller states are reluctant to give up the influence they have under the current system. Conclusion: the future of the Electoral College. Whether you love it or hate it, the Electoral College has been a defining feature of U.S. presidential elections for over 200 years. It was created as a compromise to balance power, but it's also led to some of the most controversial elections in American history. As we look to the future, the debate over whether to keep the Electoral College or switch to a popular vote system will likely continue. But one thing is clear: the Electoral College has shaped the way America elects its leaders, and it's not going away anytime soon. Want more in-depth stories about how history works behind the scenes? Hit that subscribe button and join me for more untold stories of American history.